Just F it.
Hi, I'm Romy, an identity coach helping others who struggle with their sexual identity and families of queer youth find their path of understanding and acceptance.
And I'm Carla, a mom empowerment coach empowering moms to own their new identities and motherhood journeys.
And together we are the EFF Madres. We are here to invite you guys into stories of some inspiring madres
who have changed their lives through an F it moment. So here we go. Just F it.
Hey everybody, happy Monday. We are the EFF Madres. I'm Romy, this is Carla. It is Monday and we are two Latinas who share EFF moments with madres who say F it. What is an F it moment, Carla?
An F it moment is a mental shift that basically gets you to be like, I can't do this anymore. And it's not an F it, I give up. It's an F it, I need a change. It's a very powerful F it moment. And so walking towards them allows for a positive change no matter what happens or what the outcome is, because when you step out of something that's no longer serving you, it opens up a lot in many ways, new perspectives on yourself and on life and opportunities. So it's super important that we walk towards these scary F it moments. Sometimes it can be.
Yes. And today we have a friend of mine, Shanita. I've been friends with her for years. I've seen her say F it to many things. She has lived a very, I don't want to say unconventional because I don't even know what conventional is anymore, but just like she does life her own way, right? And she's just a really strong woman who has always inspired me. And I've been trying to get her on here to share one of her F it moments. And so I was so grateful when she took the time today. Our daughters are like best buds. They are constantly playing, and like I see us raising these strong, independent women, and it makes me really proud. So I'm excited to see which F it moment she is going to share with us today, as I know she lives in an F it moment.
Okay, awesome. All right, we're going to bring her in just a second. Okay, everybody, we have Shanita here. And so Shanita, we're going to jump into the first question we ask all our guests, which is what shifted your mindset to say F it that you're going to share with us today?
Oh, let's see. Well, getting married and already having a teenage child, and then deciding at 41 to have another child.
Carla.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, man, I got mad respect for you.
Yes, that was definitely a decision.
Yes.
It's funny thinking back now. Obviously it was planned. I got married. My husband, a great man, deserved to be a dad. He really wanted to. I was done. I had decided I was not having any more kids. My child was already a teenager. She was, in middle school, headed to college or headed to high school. There definitely was no more children in my future. Yeah. And met him, thought he deserved it. I joke now saying that is his child. I put it in the news. I raised the first one. So, having a child 20 years later was not on the radar.
Wow.
Okay. So I know our sweet, sweet Charlie, who, as I was saying, my daughter's like dear friend who we love. Everybody loves Charlie. She was a massive blessing to the world. When you said F it and you decided at 41, right, to get pregnant, you mentioned this and I just want to tap into it. You had to do IVF, right?
I sure did. And that also was not planned.
Yeah. Will you tell us just a little bit of what like that felt like? Because this is you making a decision to actually have a child.
Yes. It was devastating. It really, really was, because it really was my gift to him. Like I said, I did not want to have another child. I always wanted to be a single mom, one and done, just move on, enjoy the rest of my life and be done. And so when it didn't happen naturally, and we were really upset about it. I was really upset as a woman, as a mother already. I really, as much as I didn't want to have a second one, I really wanted it for him. And, going through that process, thank God, I know this isn't the story for many. It happened the very first time. So we were excited. And then I went into a crazy mind frame of maybe I want twins.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Thank God.
No, bitch.
But yeah, no, it was a hard road, but again, thankful that it happened the first time, because again, I know that doesn't happen for many. So once I found out I was pregnant, it was a sigh of relief, and he was getting the gift that I wanted to give him. And then it turned into immediate stress. What am I doing at 40 years old with a child?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 100%. I mean, that would answer or go into the question of like, okay, you did it. What opportunities did it open up for you by doing this?
I realized, obviously, I was a lot wiser, having a kid at 21 versus having a kid at 41. I knew I thought I knew what I wanted to do. I thought I was going to eat healthy and I was going to have another natural birth, and this was going to be, no. So realizing, living in this day and age, it was what it was. I got pregnant. I was able to work through the whole thing like I did the first time around. It just made me feel almost empowered. I know everyone's getting pregnant later in life, but it was just like, I can do this. I've got this. It was actually a horrible pregnancy. It was nothing like my first pregnancy. My first pregnancy, I thought I'd wanted, multiple children, or at least be a surrogate, because it was so easy. Nothing was easy about this one. I had morning sickness, and then once she was in, she was jumping around, she was crazy. It was nuts. It wasn't pleasant. I swelled up like a balloon. Like, there was things that I did not enjoy about this pregnancy. However, I was just like, I'm going to do this. I watch women older than that doing it, and it just made me feel really strong.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely.
I'm curious to know, like, prior to having your second, you'd said it was an easy pregnancy. You wanted to have multiple, but you did decide to be one and done.
Yep.
What was why did you decide that was it? Like, how? I know my reasons, so like, I'm curious to know what yours are.
Carla's strong in those reasons, Shanita. So she's like, I need to understand this.
Yeah.
Well, my one and done really came from, my mom was a single mom. I wanted to be a young mom early on. It was a great pregnancy. I truly was like, all right, this is great. I'm going to be a young mom. She's going to be, by the time she's done at high school, I'm going to be so young. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do whatever I want. It was just like, that was my mindset. But then when it was easy, I was like, I didn't personally want to have more children. I thought maybe I could be a surrogate or something, because and then just be like, okay, here's your child, and I don't have that responsibility, or do something nice for somebody else, just because the pregnancy was so good, not so much the second time, but but yeah, I really truly thought then. It was 25 when I made that decision, one and done, and I actually had tubal ligation. Like, it was a permanent decision.
Really?
Yes, I forgot to mention. So not only did I have to do
minor detail,
I actually went and got my tubes undone and everything. So just to have the second one. So it was a very conscious decision to have the second child.
Man, wow. Okay.
Again, my gift.
I hope your husband is very appreciative of this.
That's his child. He's stuck with that maniac.
All right. Well, since deciding that we're going to be like, okay, fine, we're going to do this. Did you learn any things about yourself, positive or negative, because you're going down this new journey at an older age? So I'm just curious to know, like, what did you learn about yourself during this whole adventure?
I learned to break all the generational just traumas. I grew up in a divorced household, so I knew with the first child that we didn't want to do that. We were going to co-parent, we were going to be best friends, we were going to be in each other's lives and have this village to raise the first one. Second one, I learned a lot with the first child, obviously. I'm young and I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm doing it, with family and friends, and there were a lot of mistakes that I made. Obviously, everyone does. No one's perfect at parenting. But with the second one, I really, really tried to focus on a different form of parenting. A little more gentler, a little more, let's talk about feelings and sensitivity, because Lord knows I'm not that person. And
just for everybody listening, I tagged one meme about people that don't take hugs, and it was you two that I tagged. So I was like,
it's like,
yeah. I'm like, awkward.
I'm like, fist bump.
Yes, I am not that person. So I really, and this generation is sensitive, and that's okay. And I think
Mhm.
that, we were all growing up to be hard and tough, and there's no tears, and just get up and grind and go and don't worry. And, and my first child is very much that. And I see that. And trust me, she's in her own therapy dealing with things that, and I look at the younger one and I'm like, okay, let's try to do this different.
Mhm.
Let me really, and it's very hard. It is very hard.
It is so hard. Oh my God.
I'm still learning. I'm almost 50 and I'm still working on myself. I'm still working on both of the children, and I call them children, 26 and 7, but like, I mean, yes.
I
Yeah.
love that you just said though too that like you're almost 50 and you've got Charlie who's what in second grade now?
Yes, next week.
Yeah, so imagine like this is definitely a time where women are having kids older. It is way older than when we grew up. When we grew up, all our moms were getting pregnant at like 20 and they were babies. Just we were growing up with them. And it is interesting to see this new generation of moms because it is older moms.
Yep.
And I think we learn so much more about ourselves and how to do things a little bit better the
It's
older we get.
it's
Yep.
really fucked up because
Yeah.
like our bodies are equipped when we're younger,
Yeah.
but our minds are not. And
Yeah.
then as we're older, our minds are, but our bodies are not. And it's
It's
just like,
crazy.
100%.
yeah, it's so fucked how that is.
Yeah. Like, I feel like 40 should be the prime time that our bodies are ready to like make babies, right? 20s, we
Yeah.
have no business getting pregnant.
No,
Man, I
no.
would have such an asshole right now if I had a kid in my 20s. Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
yeah.
then my next question would be, how are you able to navigate through any doubt or self-talk like that was holding you back once you decided to do this? Like, did you have any like, oh my God, what am I doing? And if so, how did you push yourself through that?
Or just fears and stuff.
Yeah.
I am fortunate enough to have the most amazing inner circle. And my inner
Yes.
circle really isn't family. I'm really close to my mother. She's like my rock, but my inner circle is the most dynamic inner circle. It's my best friend, it's my baby daddy. It's the closest people.
Her first baby
My
daddy.
first baby
First
daddy,
baby
yes.
daddy, just so everyone's listening, is parenting the new baby and their first baby with the new dad and you. They're all one family.
Yes.
Oh, that's wow. Okay.
Carla.
Awesome.
Oh.
Wow. Like the fact that he's also involved with Charlie too. That's
Very
amazing.
Oh.
much so.
Wow.
Very much so.
Wow. Okay.
I went into labor and he was my second phone call, and he was the next one at the hospital. And yes, it
Wow.
is
That's
a
amazing.
very interesting village that I have. And I couldn't do it without them. Honestly, I didn't have a big fear because everyone was rooting for me. When I couldn't get pregnant,
Mhm.
he was the first one, like, all right, let's relax. Let's try this. Let's try that. He was really rooting for us before we were even rooting for us. And, having him by my side, having my best friend there, knowing that, just having them, really, I didn't
Mhm.
have any fears. It sounds crazy not to have any, but I just know that they always have my back regardless. And if I was going to run into any sort of situations, whether it be emotional, financial, like just anything, they were just going to be there for me. And they were, and they still are.
Yeah, you have this tribe that I've been able to watch and I am envious of it. It's really special. But you have, Jenny and Joey and your mom and your brother and just this whole community of people that like you're all truly doing it together. I know they'll pick her up from school, they'll take her where she needs to go. You'll work and do your life, you'll travel, and you know that your team is handling
Yeah.
all things at home. And I'm watching and I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm like sometimes looking at like scrounging for someone to help me if I get booked for a job on a Saturday. I'm like losing
Yeah.
my mind because I'm like, I don't know what to do. And you have this whole village.
Yeah. You have a modern day village.
I really
Yeah.
do. And I am so beyond grateful because I know a lot of people don't have that. And I honestly I would freak out. I wouldn't know what the hell to do if I did not have them. Like I don't even want to think about it.
Well, I think that also makes the decision of having more children a lot easier. Like if I had family and friends like that, I would have probably been more open to the idea of another child, but we don't have that. So I'm like, I can't fucking even take care of one since I feel like sometimes. So I'm not gonna put that added stress on, But if
Yeah.
you've got people that got your back, like
Yeah.
That's why people had tons of kids back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I don't know. I couldn't
So then
imagine without them.
how would you describe yourself now as a mother of two versus then as a mother of one?
Honestly, it's going to sound really bad, but not much has
We're in the
changed.
tree of trust. We're in the tree of trust.
Well, not much has changed. I know that sounds really cocky and that sounds like, but again, it's really these people in my lives that make it easy for me. I was a
Mhm.
working mom. I went into labor at work with the first one. The second one I went into labor, I think I took off Monday and I had her on a Tuesday. Like I work, and then I go right back to work because I can. So my life really doesn't change. And again, if I didn't have them, I probably wouldn't have kids because I'm I I am a little selfish. I do like my time. I do like to work. I do like to have my life. And then I incorporate my children into that. I know that's
Yeah.
backwards as a mother, and I'm not supposed to say those things because it's supposed to be my children first and then I live my life. No, I don't. And I've always
Yeah.
been
I love you.
I say it because people would be like, I traveled a lot with both the kids, and they'd be like, "Do you miss your kids?" No, I don't. I love my hotel room. I love sitting here. I love to FaceTime them and go to bed in this big, gorgeous bed with no one climbing all over me and snuggling. I get home
Yeah.
and I appreciate that I have them, but
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I like my
I
time.
I feel I can't connect with the moms that are like, "Oh my god, I miss my baby so
That's
much."
me.
And
I'm
yeah,
that mom.
Yes, yes,
I'm
you
just
are.
like, I'm good. She's good over there. I'm good here. When we
Yep,
see each other, great.
yep.
Like,
And
You
I
guys
know
are
it.
so similar in that way. And I am the complete opposite. I'm like, I can't be in this hotel room. I miss my baby. Life isn't good without her. And like, I know both of you so well that it cracks me up because I know you both are like, peace. Like, am I supposed to be sad? I'm not. And I'm like, texting my
Yep.
baby, like, do you miss me? And she's like, I'm good, mom. And I'm like, but do you miss me? And she's like, chill, bitch. And
She's like,
I
"Mom, it's
like,
been 2 minutes."
yeah, she's like,
yeah.
I just left you, woman. But I want to say this because I do know you, Shanita, and I think it's really beautiful to have space for all types of mothers. So I appreciate you being honest about your journey. Carla's been really honest about her experience with it. And we all get to have a different way of doing it. There's no right or wrong way.
Yep.
You have an incredible older daughter who is very smart, very intelligent, I look at her and I go, gee, like, damn, she came out great. Yeah, she might have her issues. We all do.
I look at her and say that.
Yeah. And then I look at Charlie and I'm like, this kid is like so independent and so secure and knows what she wants. And she's one of my favorite kids. And most kids are not my favorite kids. I love her. And so even though you're doing it this way and you are saying the things you're saying, just for like anyone listening, your kids are going to come out great either way, as long as like, right. As long as like we really love them and the support is there, no matter how we do it, there's good kids coming out of it.
That's all you can do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm friends with all types of mothers who
Mhm.
mother differently, and the kids are going to be kids. They're going to make their own decisions. You teach them what you teach them at home. They go out into the real world. They either apply it or they don't. As long as you set a foundation that they can come to you when they're
Yes.
in trouble, if they're in trouble, if they need to talk, then everything's fine. You figure it
Yes.
out.
Yes.
The only
Yeah.
time there's an issue is when they can't come to you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's kind of like, all right, to each their own.
Like with my daughter, because I can go to my mom for shit. So like to not be able, like, to think that my daughter now couldn't come to me for something because I would like shut her down or whatever. It's just like I can never. It has to be an open line of communication, because then they're going to communicate with you. Otherwise, they're just gonna hide all that shit, pretend to be a certain way in front of you, and you're going to think you have this angel child and who knows what they're doing. Like, so I'd rather her tell me everything. Well, I also wanted to touch on, like, you had said, like, you like your time and you don't want to say that. No, I think it's really important that you do say that, because you are putting yourself first, which is really important to show your kids that you need to put yourself first,
Yeah,
because when you're able to do the things that fill you up, then you are able to connect with people in a different way. And so I think the moms that sacrifice or put themselves aside for their kids, I mean, I had one, like, they become very resentful.
yeah.
And so what's the point of having a present resentful mother? What's the point? So go do what you need to do to make yourself better for your kids. That's how we see it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. It really is true. And I think it's just, parenting is just bizarre. It really is. There's no right or wrong. It's what's right for you. And that's
Yeah.
it. Like, we need to live in a space where we don't judge other parents. You know, kids are going to be little assholes or not. Like, they can be the sweetest parents trying their best. And that if their kid's just running around being a total jerk, then that kid's just a jerk. You know, it's not, you know, I don't really think it's a 100% reflection on the parent.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad you said that. I have friends who are incredible parents who are trying their best and they're so sweet natured and you know, and they do have children that like despite everything they've done, it's not work, you know, that's who their child is. That's the personality or the attitude or that's innate within them from something that like isn't when I see some of my friends like that, I'm like, it isn't a reflection, right? It isn't always. Or even when our kids do like shitty things and they do, it's like I can't beat myself up like I did this, you know what I mean? Like I did
Yeah.
this to her. It's like, okay, you're being a shit. That's on you. That's your bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's only so much nurture, and then there's
Yes.
nature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
true.
we're all doing our best and we're all, you know, we're all still like reinventing ourselves and figuring things out. And Shanita, you do a great job. You've been you know, I've talked to you about that, a big supporter of me and what my journey looks like. And I think the one thing I always get from you as a friend and as a mother who's done this, you know, longer than me with your two kids is you always say, they're going to be fine. They're resilient. They're going to be fine. They're resilient, you know, and you've got this really good attitude about I'm doing my life. I love my kids. They're fed, they're going where they need to go. They have people that love them. They know they can come to me. They're going to be fine. And you do it with such strength that it is something that I look up to. It's
Well,
harder for me to do it, you know, but I look at you and I'm like, God, they're fine, Romy. I'm like, okay.
yep. I mean, that it is what it is, right? You just got to go. You just got to go. You got to do. You can't worry about it. It's like the more
Yeah.
you stress about them and what they're doing, then you're stressed, and then you're just one big stress ball, and then they're stressed, and then everyone has anxiety, and then you're sitting there wondering where it went wrong.
Yeah. And you'll never get the answer.
No, no. Now everyone's crying and no one knows what's going on. It's like no, no,
Yeah. No.
we don't have time for
Okay,
that.
well then my last question then to you is what is your message to anyone at your age, like older, already had a kid, right? In this position, families wanting more. What's your message to them in doing this?
Don't worry about what society says. Do what's right for you. Period. Like,
Yes.
people are so consumed with you shouldn't have a kid, you're too old. What's going to happen when they're 18? Da 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 da. Who cares? Do it. If it's going to make you happy, do it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's so wild.
Yeah. And also the opposite of that. If you've got one and you're staunch on not, don't let other people try to talk you into it and
Yeah.
make you feel bad about it. Cause like, you know, I constantly get, you don't want to have another one? It's
No.
like, no, I don't. I don't. Like, stop asking me. I'm wearing a shirt that's going to say one and done. Thank you very much.
Yep. It's,
With your abs showing because you're like, I'm not losing my abs again. So fuck all of you. Because
Yeah.
I'm vain.
you make your decision that's right for you. That's what
Yeah.
makes you happy. Hold your ground.
Yeah. Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool to see, like, you know, with you and like us all getting older and Shanita, you being like a little older than us, it's like we don't look like we used to anymore in our 50s. When we were growing up, women who were 50 had their little short white hair and their like
God, they're
moo-moos
old.
already with their big glasses, you know, and I'm like, we don't look like that. We're all much younger, cool. And it brings a new awareness to how much more life we have.
Yep.
How much like this next chapter is actually way better than the first chapter. Like all of us, and I know the three of us are like ready to fucking live and travel and do things. And like, we're not like dead.
Yep.
Yeah. We're not
So
done.
No means. Like,
no.
I already feel it. I feel that 50s is going to be the best years of my life.
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
learned so much. I mean, obviously every milestone, right? You're learning something. You're stepping into the next thing. You're evolving, you're growing as a person, as a female, as a mother, as whatever. And by the time I feel like you hit 50, there's so much. You already know. And you know what you want to do. At this point, like Romy's mentioned, I'm a big walking effort. I
Yeah.
don't care. I truly don't. I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and that's that. Fine.
Yep.
Judge me all you want. I don't care.
She doesn't care.
You're not part of my day-to-day life. I don't care. Until it affects my family, I do not care. So I'm going to live my life. So I feel like in my 50s, I'm going to act like I'm 80, and I'm just going to yell at people, and I'm going to do whatever I want and just call it a day.
Yeah, there was a mom that we interviewed that said something that was really great. She said, "Don't worry about what other people think, because those people will not be next to you that on your deathbed. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
those people will not be there, so why worry about everybody else?"
Yep, that's why I keep it.
So,
Well, that's why I had to have you on, Shanita, because you are a walking F it moment. I mean, we both are, but I was like, this one literally doesn't effing care. And she has said F it to anything she wants to do. And then as a result of that, she has an incredible family, an incredible support system, 2 amazing daughters. You're working your ass off. You're getting ready to plan your 50th birthday, and like you're doing it all. So it's just good for moms to hear that and see that, who are so nervous as they get older, and what their families look like, and will they have a family, and can they have a family. You're an effing walking example that you can, if you want to, and just fucking do it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really what it comes down to. Live your life.
and everyone's gonna be okay.
Yep.
mhm.
Live your life. Travel.
Yeah.
And just do what you want to do. Who cares if you got kids? Take them with you. Let them learn. Who cares? It's like, kids crying on a plane. Shut up. Put your headphones on. Who cares? Like, just, I can't.
Yeah.
Society's just wild.
Yeah,
Mind
it
your own
really is.
business. You were a child.
I
once
love
too.
you so much. I love you so much. I love you for taking time, because you are busy. I know you're at work. I know you're constantly working. I know you have
Yep.
children to pick up. I know you have weekends and Jenny's birthday to celebrate. I know you have a ton to do. And so I am grateful that you took the time to talk with us and share this. Is there anywhere anyone can follow you, or anything you want to promote on here while we have you?
No, I am so boring. I don't even have time for social media. Are you kidding? Like, yes, I would love people to follow me. Watch how I post once every other year.
Yeah.
Yay! So nice.
So the last time I was with you, we took that selfie together, and you're like, "Didn't we already do this?" And I'm like, "Bitch, that was last month." Like,
See?
Okay.
she was like, "We were maxed out for the year, Romy, with the last photo."
I'm telling you, I live in the moment. I really true. I wish that I was that person who can capture everything and share it with the world. If you're my friend, you're in those pictures, you're living those moments with me. I don't need to like whatever, it's there, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I would love it, but I'm boring.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, we can't thank you enough. This is the end where we all just say just F it. So Shanita, we'll have you say it first, then Carla, then me. And we just say just F it.
Just F it.
Just F it.
Just F it.